Today we're in Alton, Illinois, famous river town on the Mississippi River, just north of St. Louis. It's known for its role in the abolitionist movement and as the site of one of the most famous actually the seventh Lincoln-Douglas debate that was held on this site October 15th, 1858. It's also known for its famous limestone bluffs and for also being one of the most haunted towns in America. People were charged $1 for a round-trip ticket to ride a steamboat from St. Louis for the debate. It was a cloudy day that day, kind of like it is right now. There were 5,000 people in attendance, despite the fact that the Chicago and Alton Railroad offered half-price fare from Springfield and other locations. I like that. Who won the debate? Douglas won the Senate seat, but the debates launched Lincoln into the national spotlight. And just 2 years later, Lincoln beat Douglas in the 1860 presidential election. Visiting all the landmarks in Alton, Illinois, we've noticed these signs posted at some of the landmarks. And if anybody knows the significance of the sign, please let us know. Leave a comment. We're at the Alton Military Prison that was constructed in 1833, closed, reopened in 1862 to accommodate the growing population of all the Confederate POWs. At one time, during the Civil War, there were 1,600 POWs at this site. Can you imagine what that must have been like? Sanitary conditions were horrible. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, Robert Wadlow was the tallest human to ever live. He stood 8 foot 11 inches tall, and this statue is lifelike size, and also the chair that he used to sit in is also here. It was an abnormality of his pituitary gland that caused the high level of human growth hormone. At 8 years old, he was taller than his father. And when he graduated from Alton High School, he was 8 foot 4 inches tall. I'm sitting in the chair that the Galax Furniture Company modified for Robert in 1939, basically so he would be comfortable sitting in a chair of his stature, because he felt bad for Robert sitting in a chair that was undersized for his height. Situated in the Christian Hill neighborhood of Alton, Illinois, is Riverview Park. It was established in 1915. Basically, it's from here you can get a real good view of the Mississippi River, featuring a sunken garden and a Victorian bandstand. The Riverview Park still hosts weekly concerts by the Alton Municipal Band during the summer months between Labor Day and Memorial Day. One of my favorite spots here in Alton. And I can remember my dad brought me here when I was like 8 years old. And when he told me a lot of stories about, his grandmother bringing him up here, and his dad would bring him up for concerts. And the summer vacation, the band concerts, and happy times are what I remember. Another feature of the park is the steep stairway that was put in back in the early teens, after the park was already established, and it was created by the WPA, Work Projects Association. We are here at the most haunted place in Alton, Illinois. This 16-room, 3-story mansion was built in 1869. The original owner was Henry Guest McPike. The mansion is now known for its hauntings in paranormal circles. The grounds are often visited by ghost hunters and haunted tour groups. It's common to see the photos of the mansion with orbs, balls of light, even figures appearing in the windows that were not seen by the person taking the photos. Many psychics and mediums have felt the presence of what they believe to be the McPike family servants, as well as some of those who resided and owned the house since 1936. It is listed on the National Register of Historical Places. Resting place of Elijah P. Lovejoy, who was killed for opposing slavery. Lovejoy was murdered defending his printing press from pro-slavery forces. The cemetery symbolizes the cost of free speech and abolition. It serves as a reminder of the fight against slavery in Illinois. The Lovejoy Monument stands there to honor his legacy. This cemetery is a historical landmark for civil rights. It ensures that Lovejoy's sacrifice is not forgotten. Adjacent to this cemetery is also the cemetery where 167 Union soldiers are buried. And so, as we stand here in the footsteps of the past, where the Lincoln-Douglas debates once echoed, where the Lovejoy Cemetery holds its solemn stories, and where the paths of the Riverview Park overlook the mighty Mississippi, we find a town woven from many tales. From the haunting halls of the McPike Mansion, whispering of eras gone by, to the old prison walls that marked a more turbulent time, Alton, Illinois is a living tapestry. It's a place where history and the present intertwine. That's the town of Alton, Illinois. There are many more pillars of the community to visit. Maybe we'll cover that in an upcoming video.
If it keeps on raining, love is gonna break. If it keeps on raining, love is going to break. When the levee breaks, have no place to stay.
Any final thoughts? It's a pretty amazing structure. Back then, it was all about ornamentation. At every floor, it seemed like they had different, pieces of ornamentation, like arched windows, those cupolas, and then the decoration. It was all about the entry. That the porch was always full of ornamentation. Just look at the pillars. But just to give you an idea of how tall he was, I'm an average height, 6'1", and you can see that the difference in height